In today's lesson, I'm going to talk about the interior angles of a triangle. What we all should know that we already learned is that the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. In this example, I'm going to draw myself a triangle here. Determine that one of the angles is 66 degrees. The other one is 37 degrees. And then we got to find the last one. So we're always going to set these up to 180 because the interior angles equal up to 180. So we'll do 37 plus 66 plus x, and all that is going to equal 180. So we have the three angles. We're always going to add them and set them equal to 180, and then we're just going to solve for x. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine my like terms. And then I'm going to solve for the x, which means I have to subtract the 103. And remember, my purpose is to get rid of the 103, which I do. And then x is equal to 77 degrees. In the next example, we actually have to use our algebra to solve for x. Okay? And then they're going to want us to find each of the angles. So let's go ahead and do it. First thing you're going to do, all three angles, again, you're going to add them up. So I got my x right there. I got my 3x right here. And then I got my x plus 40 right there. And all that is going to equal 180. Always set it equal to 180. Combine my like terms. So I got x, 3x, and x. So that's 1 plus 3, which is 4, plus 1 more is 5. So I got 5x plus the 40 equals 180. Subtract my 40. I get my 5x equals 140. Divide by 5. And my x is 28. Now they want the measure of each angle. So I'm going to do angle S first because that is x. So that is going to be 28. Then angle R is going to be 3 times 28. Use my calculator. Do my 3 times 28. I get 84. And then in my last one, I'll plug in my 28. It's going to be 28 plus 40, which will equal 68. And that's using the algebra to solve for the interior angles of a triangle. I'm going to do an example with a right triangle. It's still the same thing. You got three angles that we have to add up to set it equal to 180. So I'm going to take my 3x plus 2 plus my 2x plus 3. And we all should know that the square in that corner means that it's going to be 90. So we're going to add those three up, set it equal to 180. So I'm going to have my 90 plus my 3x plus 2 plus my 2x plus 3. So I got my 90, I got my 3x plus 2, and I got my 2x plus 3. And all that is going to equal 180. Combine my like terms. So I got my 90, the 2, and the 3. So that's 95. So I'm going to write down my 95, bring down my 180. I'm going to combine my x's. 2x plus 3x is 5x. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and subtract my 95, both sides. And 5 from 17, that's 85. And then bring down my 5x. And then my last step is to divide by 5. And go ahead and scroll up a little bit. 5's are gone, and x is equal to 5 of 17. Now they only ask for x. So once I solve for x, I'm done. But remember, if they ask for a certain angle, you got to go ahead and plug it back in. Okay, now the other problem that we run into when we deal with triangles is the exterior angle of a triangle. When we talk about that exterior angle, it's the one that is right outside, adjacent to, but right outside of the triangle. That guy right there. Now, what's nice about this one is this exterior angle is equal to the two remote angles. So if I add up these two, one is going to equal to that. So angle 1, since it's a remote angle, is going to be equal to 80 plus 40, which means that angle 1 is equal to 120. So the exterior angle, all you got to do is add up the two opposite angles and you have your answer. Now we're going to use that exterior angle to solve for x and then use that to find another angle. So in this particular problem, angle G is 11x minus 2. So I'm going to write in here 11x minus 2. Angle F is 8x plus 4. And then the measure of FEH, which is this guy right here, is 17x plus 10. So what we learned with the exterior angle theorem is that if I add F and G, it's going to equal the exterior angle. So the way that's going to look is I'm going to take my 8x plus 4 plus angle G, which is 11x minus 2, and that's going to equal the exterior angle. The exterior angle is 17x plus 10. So you're just going to do your algebra. I'm going to go ahead and add up my like terms. My x's are 19x. My numbers come out to plus 2 equals 17x plus 10. Now I like to move my x's to the left. So I'm going to take my x's and move it to the left. So my x's are gone from there. I get 2x here. Bring everything else down. Subtract the 2. Last step, divide by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so my x is equal to 4. Now they want the measure of f, which happens to be this guy right here, so we got to plug back in. So I'm going to have 8 plus 4, plug in my 4. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 is equal to 36.